The majestic Lego Panther. He's been searching for his home for so long here in the zoo, so today we're going to be building the Lego Panther exhibit here in the zoo. I built this pretty neat curved rock wall with the glass viewing windows built into it, and that's going to go right here, keeping that panther in his home, I hope. And the first thing that I need to do is determine what we're going to do here. I know there's for sure going to be some water and some trees and hopefully some nice perches where that panther can sit on. First thing I got to do is probably just rough in my water. So I just read on the Google that black panthers are actually great swimmers. And they can jump up to 20 feet off a tree, and they are the best cats at jumping. Oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to be able to contain this Lego Panther in my zoo. I'd have to build the walls up to here. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to have to pretend that this guy here is a black panther that doesn't jump 20 feet like the ones on the wild. But I am putting in quite a bit of water, and it did confirm with Google that they actually do enjoy water. So that's good. Although there's going to be water, there's going to be a lot of grass as well, and hopefully some big trees, because black panthers love trees, especially when they can jump up on the trees and then jump up on the guests. That's what they specifically love to do. So this guy's going to be right at home in his Lego zoo.
There we go. It's done. And I left that tan brick there to bother you.
But in all seriousness, I've got the water roughed in there now. Oh my gosh, it's mega water. Don't see why I would throw away that piece. Makes no sense. So yeah, I used it. There's a mega block hidden in there. Uh-oh. Yeah, and then I did all the grass as well. Now I've just got to blend in the water, similar to how I've done it in all of the other animal enclosures and also all over the Lego city. Don't see why I would change it up now, so I'm just going to do it the exact same way. I think it looks good and gets the point across that it's water and looks more detailed than just having exposed blue base plate, right? So yeah, that's my next thing. Detailing more water. With that all detailed there, I think I want to add some sort of tree, but I don't want to do a standard tree. I sort of want to do like a log, but I don't want to do a log like that. I almost want to do something that's like arched and a place where the black panther can sit. Like perch on the log. I think that'd be pretty neat. I know I'm out of those like really big arches that would be perfect for that. So I'm going to have to customize one. But I think it'd be cool if there was a log that's sort of arched over the water, maybe at like an angle. I think that would be pretty neat. So I'm going to try and create something like that. Obviously, it's looking really green right now. We've got to add some more color, that's for sure. And I think the log and the trees and just the reddish browns mixed in there are going to help break that up a little bit. I don't know what else I want to do. Like, if we make a perch here, it's just too unrealistic. Like, if I do, some raised rocks, it's just not going to be good. Also, that's right where they're viewing, right? So I could do one over here, but once again, could jump over. I think I just have to use my imagination and think that this black panther isn't going to jump over. I mean, I could build these walls up, but why would I do that? Build the walls up like that, like it would be in reality, but then you wouldn't be able to see anything. So it's a fine line. But I'm thinking a curved log or tree of some sort, and maybe some sort of hut somewhere, or some rocks that he can sit on, or maybe she can sit on, but I just don't know where to put that stuff realistically. So let's start with the tree, I guess. This is sort of weird. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I'm envisioning, but I think when I get some leaves on there, it'll look a little bit better. There's all sorts of arches, inverted slopes, those modified bricks there that look like logs. Some different colors mixed into it. It's going to arch over top of that water. If I had one of those big arches or two of them, it'd probably look better, but I guess it's not too bad. I'm thinking that the black panther is going to be able to chill right here, and then I'm going to put leaves on all of these arches. So let's try that out. I think that looks a little bit better. The green sort of breaks it up a little bit, makes it look more realistic. I don't think I'm really going for a realistic vibe, but hey, maybe if I put some of those leaves at an interesting angle, it'll help as well. You know what? Let's test fit the Panther here. I need 2 hands though. You know, Lego animals look really weird when they're laying down. There it is, laying down. It fits at least. Maybe what I'll do is put some of those clear cylinders in the bottom of her feet and have her jumping up on there, you know? Action pose kitty. It could lay up there. It can technically stand up there. Maybe I need to make it a little bit more spacious. I don't know if I want to make it any larger. I think it gets the point across, though. It's a little perch for our kitty. Doesn't look very comfortable. I don't know. I've cleared out the middle a little bit by spinning some branches the other way, but that's the best standing position I can get. So I'm going to have to make it a little bit larger. I think our kitty's a little bit happier with that. More space. That's better. Also, with that additional space, I was able to add more detail, like more of these arches here. The next thing I'm going to do is cover it with leaves. Also, in addition to these leaves, I'm going to use the other ones that just make it look better and fill it in nicely. Hey, look at that. Trial and error. I'm actually pretty happy with the end result. I think that's sort of what I envisioned. It's going to go over that water nicely there. It's a great perch for the Black Panther. The leaves are filled in nicely. Looks like a solid little tree build for the Panther exhibit. It's something different. It's just not the same as any other exhibit here in the zoo. And I think changing it up is good. It's not all the same tree builds. It's not all the same water. It's sort of different. You know, we got a tower for the monkeys and a big rock for the lions and some interesting looking trees for the giraffes. A lot of water there for the crocodiles, some bamboo for the pandas, a really neat sort of perch for the Black Panther, different styles of viewing areas, which look pretty fantastic in my opinion. And I like this log here. That log's pretty neat. It's just something different for the bears. There actually might be too much bamboo in this water here. You can't really see the water that well. Might be pulling some of those bamboo stalks out. As you can see, I did less here, and the water is just more visible. There's almost too much green here though, so I've got to change something else up here as well, just to make it a little bit different. I don't know what to do. I'll have to give it some thought. But yeah, look at that. Our curved tree, or arched tree going over the water, looks pretty neat. Of course, I'll still have to tack it down in spot. Oh, same with this here. This isn't tacked down yet, so this is nowhere near done yet. We still got a lot of work to do. I'm sort of having trouble visualizing what I'm going to be adding to this Panther exhibit. I think we're going to add a den. I want it to be different than the one that we put here in the bear enclosure, which is sort of like light gray rocks with a tree on top, and different than the one that we put in the monkeys, which is a circular den in the back there with the palm leaves on top. Then they have the tower as well. I think it's going to have like a reddish brown tree vibe. So here's my tree den so far. Uses those bricks, right? The modified ones that match the zoo wall. For some reason, I'm using a lot of those lately. I just like the look of them. And then also some arches are built into that wall. And I'm going to cover it with leaves. And I think the roof is going to be different as well. I think it's just going to be leaves. So that Panther will know not to jump onto the roof because it does not have the ability to support a full-grown panther. Yeah, so it's not going to jump onto the roof and attack the guests of the zoo, I hope. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good so far. And once we get the green leaves on there, just like that curved tree, it's going to really make it look a lot better. There's the leaves on the top there. I actually put a brick and a connecting 2x10 plate, then some of those connecting elements so I can get the leaves at a nice angle, almost like a angled roof or a slope roof. Now I started putting some leaves on these arches on either side, and it looked sort of strange, so I don't know what to do there. I sort of wish that I made those snot bricks and then I could put leaves creeping up the side of it. It'd probably look a little bit better, or even if I did a combination of the two. So just like that, I might have to destroy this thing and rebuild it with some snot bricks rather than those arches, or like I said, a combination. And that's going to fit somewhere in the habitat. I don't know, maybe you have to move these small trees, put it somewhere over here or right here, just so it doesn't collide with that arched tree. But just like that, when we get those two things in here, it's starting to fill in the area. Quite a bit, actually. And then I put these small trees in, and some more small trees all over the place. And it's sort of coming along. You know, we've got our two main structures that actually take up a big portion of the space available. So I know I want this large curved tree to go here over the water. So I think the best spot for the den is actually right here. The problem is I put water there earlier. So I'm going to remove that water. Also, I think I'm going to inset this into the mills plate so it's down one brick. And then the Panther just sort of goes down into the mills plate into its little den there. But I think that's definitely the best spot for it. Further away from the tree. Yeah, that makes sense. And I actually like the design of it. You know what? I think I'll get away with putting some leaves just on those arches there. And then I don't really need the ones creeping up the side because you can't really see them when it's tucked in between the fence and the little viewing area there. But I for sure want to build it into the mills plate. Oh my gosh. I grab it with two hands, please. Because it exploded on me just like this area over here is, I decided to give it more strength by putting some carrot tops through the aligning holes in the leaf elements, just giving it a little bit more strength. Now you can sort of wiggle it around. It's not going to explode on me again. And then I also carved out our little spot right there in the mills plate. This should fit perfectly in there, like so. And then the Black Panther can go into its little den there, which isn't tacked down on spot. So if I need to modify it, I can just pull it out, no problem. But it's worked into the mills plate a little bit there. And then, of course, our brown fence that can very easily be removed can be reinstalled right there. And then the Panther has a cozy little nook there in the corner. I decided to build a couple bushes. This one here is more rounded. We've seen this technique in my city before. I wish the interior snot bricks were green or brown, but just not an option. You can't really see it from afar, though. This one here is more of like a hedge. Looks really like sculpted. And actually, if I added a couple more limbs, it'd probably make it even more square, but it's pretty square. Maybe I could use this technique in the Lego City or somewhere in the zoo and make like a hedge, because that's what it looks like. It looks really well sculpted. But I think these are going to do a really good job of filling some available space in the exhibit. I added some texture by using plates and tiles in tan, dark tan, and green. And with the trees and the bushes and the water and the den and the tan and the dark tan and the grass and the curved rock panel, I really think that's all our Panthers need. Well, Panther. Maybe we need another Panther or some Panther cubs. There we go. That would be good. Give our Panther some friends. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't have added so much tile back here. Maybe I'm going to put some green plate on that. I just put a bunch of angle plates everywhere to add more texture. All right, we need one more thing, and that is a jumping Lego kitty. There we go, the majestic Black Panther. Woo, that's awesome. Jumping up onto the log. Beauty. A posed kitty. Love it. I don't know if I need anything else here for this exhibit. We've got a big curved tree going over top of the water, some different colors, other trees, a really neat looking den there, this curved rock panel viewing wall. I did not tack this down in spot yet because I plan on doing some tiling underneath it, cleaning that all up, just like I plan on doing over here to the bear exhibit. But once I start working on that, we're going to be working on the common area, which is really going to pull the entire zoo together. Honestly, I don't think this needs any more detail because it matches pretty well with the other ones. They're all sort of the same caliber right now, and I think they look great. So there is the Panther exhibit, everybody. Make sure you stay tuned because we're going to be finishing this zoo, probably 1 or 2 more updates. Yeah, I hope to get her done by the end of the year. That is my goal. But I've got a lot of things happening here, approaching the end of December. Of course, Christmas with the family and all that. So yeah, I'm trying to take a few days off for that. But yeah, look at that. Black Panther exhibit all done. Let us know what you think by commenting below. Remember, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.